This is More with Less, and it is sponsored by Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village. Yesterday, the NFL Network asked a great question. If you could draft one quarterback in his prime right now, who would it be? Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, or John Elway? I love this question. But the answer for me is obvious. Wasn't anybody better than Joe Montana? Look, it hurts me to say, given the choice, that I'm not taking Elway. I covered his remarkable career. I know the miracles he was capable of on the field. I think he's a really good executive, and I see him all the time. But it's hard for me to take him over Joe Montana, especially when you look at the postseason record. You know, John was 2-3 in Super Bowls, and even in one of those Super Bowl wins, his stats were meh. Same with Peyton Manning, the postseason. What a pleasure watching him play, first in Indy and now here up close in Denver. Never seen a guy so into the game, so prepared, so smart, so respected by his teammates. But again, there's the postseason record. Same thing with Marino. One appearance in a Super Bowl and no wins. He's the first guy I'm eliminating from my thinking. Now, I know a lot of people are now saying, well, with his latest Super Bowl win, number 4, Tom Brady might have surpassed Montana as the greatest ever. Brady actually could easily be 6-0 in the Super Bowl. The Patriots came this close in those 2 losses with Brady at quarterback, but there are those 2 losses. I love that Brady's done it with so many different players around him. Seems Belichick is making over his team every year, so Brady has to adjust on the fly every year. He has to learn new guys. He has to develop chemistry with new receivers and running backs all the time. It's pretty commendable how he's done it. And I realize Montana was surrounded by Pro Bowl players most of his time in San Francisco, which of course made his job easier. But for me, it always comes back to the same thing with Joe Cool. They all had regular season stats, so it's hard to find separation between the 5 of them. But what Montana did in the postseason was extraordinary. 4 Super Bowls, 4 wins. But really, it was more than that. In those Super Bowls, 11 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions. Think about that. When you go deep into the playoffs, you're usually playing against some of the best defenses in the league. And he threw 0 interceptions. His quarterback rating was off the charts, 30 points higher than Brady's in Super Bowl games. Montana also ran for 2 touchdowns in those games and for more than 120 yards in those 4 games. He was just so cool under pressure. You might remember this story. In the 1989 Super Bowl, San Francisco is losing to Cincinnati. There's 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Montana is about to go on a game-winning drive, he thinks. He looks up into the stands and says to his teammates in the huddle, "Hey, isn't that John Candy?" He got you to the big game, and he won the big game. All of them, all the big games. So my guy in his prime, it's Montana. No great revelation there, I know. But the NFL Network asked, so I'm giving you my answer. Montana. For me, no-brainer. And that's More with Less. Hey, the Command Performance Sales event is going on now at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village. More new models than ever before, including the first ever NX and the RC. You can go in, take a test drive, visit Colorado's #1 Lexus volume dealer. They are conveniently located at I-25 in Bellevue. And if you want more info, just go to CooneyLexus of GreenwoodVillage.com.